The reason your baking business isn't growing probably isn't because of your cakes. It's more likely your systems, your strategy, and what you're not doing behind the scenes. I've tried a lot of things to grow my baking business, but only a few actually worked and didn't burn me out in the process. Today, I'm gonna be sharing 5 smart changes I've made that helps me save time, make more money, and grow without burning out so I can actually enjoy the business I'm building. And shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. They've been a game changer in helping me grow as a creative and a business owner. I'll share more on how I'm using Skillshare to level up my brand in just a second. Let's go ahead and jump into the 5 smart changes I made and how they might just help you grow your baking business too. When I first started, I was doing it all. And I don't mean just baking. Cupcakes? Yes. Treat boxes? Yes. Custom cakes that weren't my style? Yes. Pick up at 8 o'clock in the morning? Why not? If someone asked, I said yes. I was trying to be everything to everyone, and it was burning me out. Then one day I realized and I remembered that this is not why I started my baking business. I didn't launch my bakery to become a 24/7 yes machine. So I stopped doing everything. I worked on refining my menu and I simplified what I offer. So now I focus on what I love and what sells. And I created products that I could actually build systems around. And guess what? I didn't lose customers. I actually attracted better ones. I attracted customers who respected my business and who were actually excited about what I offer. I used to be so nervous about simplifying and going smaller. And I used to worry that if I wasn't constantly grinding and doing all of the things, then I wasn't really doing enough. But I've learned that success doesn't come from doing more, it comes from doing less and doing it better. So if you're in a season of chaos and confusion right now, this is your sign that you don't have to do everything. You can start by asking yourself, what can I let go of? Can I let go of a product? Can I let go of a flavor, a time slot, a type of order? And even just these small adjustments can make a huge difference in your bakery business. When I first started my home bakery business, I spent way too much time and money on cute and frilly packaging. I would buy all of the holiday themed boxes, custom stickers, colored tissue, crinkle paper, all the things. And then I'd be stuck with all of this stuff that I could never use again. I mean, I still have business cards and cake care cards and packaging stickers and things that I purchased 6 years ago in my business that are still sitting in a box somewhere, unused. I literally wasted and spent so much money and they're not serving me in my business currently. So I've actually learned to keep things simple with solid color packaging, and then I use my custom labels to bring in the different seasons and personality. This helps me save so much in my business because most of my packaging can be used for multiple products in my home bakery, meaning nothing will ever just be left sitting on the shelf unused. I love that keeping my packaging simple allows me the flexibility to switch up my designs with my labels anytime, and I'm able to just print what I need and still be able to stay on brand. But branding isn't just about packaging. It's also about the way that your products look online. I was recently preparing for my first official cookie box pre-sale, and as I was planning my marketing posts, I kept asking myself which photo will make people really want to buy. I had a lot of pictures that I had taken previously, but I kept going back and forth over whether or not these images will really make people want to buy. So this actually made me realize that I need to do something to really level up my photography. So I took a food photography class on Skillshare to see how I could elevate my photos even more. I've actually been going through 2 classes and I have one more that I've signed up that I'm gonna take after I finish these 2. I'm trying to learn as much as I can so I can create photos that will make people stop scrolling and want to immediately order. And this is what I love about Skillshare. There's so many classes with really great information to help you grow your home bakery business. Even after years of being in business, I'm still learning and experimenting so I can just keep getting better. I'm also using Skillshare to check out some of their marketing and AI classes because I really want to start working smarter, not harder, and keep growing this business while reducing burnout as much as possible. And Skillshare is giving you a 7-day free trial and a 30-day money-back guarantee. The first 500 people to use my link below will get 20% off their first year of Skillshare. Just use the link in the description and start learning today. I used to think that baking good products was enough to grow a business. But I realized that most people didn't even really know that I existed because I wasn't showing up. I wasn't asking for the sale. I was just hoping that people would just find me and buy. I was pouring a lot into making sure that my products were good. I was making sure that my flavors were on point, that I was coming up with creative ideas. I had good packaging, but I wasn't really growing because I wasn't promoting. I wasn't asking for the sale. I was just hoping that people would just randomly come across me and then buy. And I know that there are a lot of bakers out there who are doing this currently. I actually had to rewire my thinking because I was afraid that I'm doing too much and that I'm bothering people. But I had to realize that I'm not bothering people by talking about what I sell. I'm actually helping them to make decisions faster and offering them something that they probably already want. They just need to know that it actually exists. So what I do now is I promote my products confidently. I post the content, I talk about my products in real life to real people, I message people directly, and I make it easy for people to buy from me. A quick example from what I mentioned earlier about me hosting my first cookie pre-sale, I took the opportunity to post in my neighborhood's Facebook group, and that post brought in so many sales within just the first few minutes. This wasn't because I did some magic trick or anything, it's just simply because I was brave enough to ask. So if you're quietly waiting for orders to just magically roll in without you actually telling people what you offer, where they can get it, and why it matters, I encourage you to take action this week and post your product with confidence. Send a message to a past customer, make a new post in your local Facebook groups, go have a real conversation with someone in your community, and get out of your comfort zone and just try. At the beginning of my home bakery, I also used to just price my products just based on vibes. I look at what other bakers were charging, make up numbers just based on what I felt might be reasonable, and then shave off a little more because I didn't want people to think that I was too expensive. Because I mean, who will pay that much for just a cake, right? I'd even ask my family and friends how much they would pay for my products. And spoiler alert, that is not a good business strategy, and you might actually get your feelings hurt a little bit, 'cause I know I did. So one day I actually just finally decided to sit down and run my numbers. I broke down everything: ingredients, packaging, supplies, my labor, taxes, fees, mileage, everything. And I quickly realized that I was working for free, and even worse, in most cases, I was practically paying people to eat my desserts. Like, I'm talking, we're losing tens to hundreds of dollars per order. So when I realized that, I decided to make a decision. I was gonna go from just hoping that I would make something to knowing that I was going to make money off of my products. So I created my cake pricing calculator to make it simple and take the guesswork out of knowing my numbers and coming up with prices for my products, and to help bakers like you price confidently based on real numbers. So now when someone asks me why my prices are the way that they are, I can say with full confidence that it's because that's what it takes to run a profitable business. I know a lot of bakers feel like pricing for profit can feel a little greedy. You can feel a little guilty about it. But it's actually you being a responsible business owner. Because let's be real, you're running a business, and that business needs to be sustainable. And sustainable business are ones that are profitable. I can attest that people who value what you do will buy. And ones who don't, I guess they were never meant to really be your people anyways. Charging your worth doesn't mean that you need to overcharge. It just means that you respect the work that you're doing. Because if you're really trying to be serious about making this a business that's going to last, you have to start pricing like a CEO. You can still do what you love and be paid well for it. So I used to spend all of my time only focusing on just getting new customers. But over time, I realized I can work on getting new customers, but I also need to be focusing on the customers that I already have and making sure I'm giving them the best experience. Because repeat customers are the easiest sales that you'll ever make. And happy customers, yeah, they bring friends. They end up posting your products online and they become your biggest hype people. So when you take care of people who have already trusted in you, they basically run marketing for you. So I focus on turning every order into an experience that is going to be memorable for my customers. I do this by using simple, versatile packaging that I can customize to my customers' needs and wants. I add personal touches like thank you notes to make people feel seen. I try to communicate really well to build trust and encourage repeat business. I also make ordering easy with clear menus, clickable links, links going directly to the products, and simple instructions that remove friction and confusion to boost sales conversions. And then I make sure that I consistently deliver good products so customers know what single time they order from me, which ultimately builds up loyalty. I like to focus on making it easy for people to love buying from me so that they come back time and time again. Growing a home bakery takes more than just good recipes, although I got those too, but it takes intention and smart strategies. And the best part about all of this is that you don't have to do this alone. I'm here to help so you can simplify your growth by building a business that works for you and reduces burnout. So if today's video helps shift your thinking, let me know in the comments and tell me which of these 5 changes you think you're gonna start focusing on next. And don't forget that if you're ready to up-level your skills, whether that's improving your product photography, getting better at marketing, or just learning how to work smarter, check out Skillshare. The first 500 people to use my link will get 20% off their first year of Skillshare. All of the info will be linked in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and remember, your business doesn't have to be complicated to be profitable. I'll see y'all in the next one. Until then, peace.